Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for being on the call today, on the Zoominar today. We've had a few questions coming in regarding the competitor comparisons regarding our new Fulvic product compared to other products on the market. So what I wanted to do was I've received, our supplier is, as per usual, any My Essence thing, unrivaled purity, unrivaled potency. So the supplier of our Fulvic product has given me some information as to how because they are experts in their field. So that he's given me some information as to how our product compares to basically everything else on the market. So what I'm going to do, I am recording. Yes, I'm recording. Let me just... Just one moment. Okay. So yes, where was I? I'm going to share with you some information from our supplier regarding how they classify our product in terms of competitors. So let me just get this out the way, and then I'm going to do a little. Little experiment with some water and our Fulvic product, so you can actually see if you have ever received a competitor's Fulvic and Humic Substances product, this little experiment will show you just how incredibly potent our product is. So let me get on with this information. Just one moment. Clearing my deck. Okay, a comparative analysis of our product versus everything else on the market, which you're going to be really stoked about. So the My Essence Fulvic and Humic Substances was developed using innovative technology that separates humic substances into the fractions of our choosing. The fundamentals of this process are performed at a molecular level and afford us the luxury and ensure a product that comprises the most biologically active fraction of humic substances. In an effort to create a similar product, our competitors employ an antiquated method for obtaining fulvic acids. This results in inferior products with narrow and lackluster benefits, which is why many of our customers have gone on to try other fulvic acid supplements and simply have not received the same benefits that they got with our product. Furthermore, the techniques for separating humic substance molecules compromise the purity, concentration, and other variables of their products. The following report will illustrate these deficiencies in a comparative analysis with My Essence Fulvic and Humic Substances. But first of all, let's just discuss the fulvic acid, a standard definition of fulvic acid, which is the smaller subset of molecules of humic substances. So the fulvic substances are those molecules that can actually get into the cells. The humic substances actually do the same, have the same actions, but they stay on the outside of the cells. So they have the same activity and potency, but where they go in the body is different. So fulvic acid or fulvic substances is simply defined as those humic molecules, those smaller humic molecules that are soluble at a pH of 2. So this characterization is due to early early scientists, early humic scientists, using bases and acids as a crude technique for separating and extracting the smallest humic molecules from the largest. This is an indirect and rudimentary technique, but it remains the dominant process utilized by competitors for obtaining fulvic acid or fulvic substances. The resulting products, therefore, limited with a variety of shortcomings, which include extremely low concentrations, very acidic pHs, toxic levels of salts, and substandard purity. And if you've ever tried any competitor products, you will know that they are extremely, some of them can be very acidic, very salty, very foul tasting, and the color, you will see the color difference between our product and a competitor's product later in this little session. So our fulvic and humic substances are extracted using cutting-edge technology. Like, there's nothing else like it on the market, and these guys are unique in the marketplace, but where we get our stuff from. So, foregoing the conventional practice for obtaining fulvic and humic acids, we use breakthrough and patented technology. So they have actually patented their technology to extract the fulvic and humic acids by molecular weight. And this was established using a direct method for separating humic molecules. This exceedingly efficient process allows us to collect all of a chosen subset of humic molecules, which is the bioactive group referred to as low molecular weight humic substances, the LMWH, and that includes fulvic acid, the fulvic substances, without the restriction of the pH, highly acidic pH solubility of 2. So they've been able to directly extract the molecules from as a molecular weight, not as a subset of what is soluble at a pH of 2, using the old technology of acid and base technology, or acid and alkali technology. So this emerging selection of small humic molecules delivers substantially broader benefits than those traditional fulvic acid alone. Furthermore, analysis indicates that our process delivers a product that is highly concentrated, pure, and clean. This revolutionary product is in the MyEssence and MyEssence Fulvic and Humic Substances product. So let's talk about the comparative measures of quality. So in order to maintain the highest standards, our product has been evaluated through a sequence of tests that assay the quality of our product. Testing includes a measurement of E4 to E6 ratio, which I'll explain what that is in a moment, salinity, pH, and low molecular weight humic substance content, or that LWMHS. We similarly assessed our competitors' products, so using these same different tests and measurements. So the E4 to E6 ratio is a calculation of optical density and the first measure in our quality control. Higher values correlate with lighter, better quality humic substances. So in order to develop a benchmark for comparison, we use laboratory standard samples from the International Humic Substances Society, who provide various humic substances, including several very pure fulvic acids extracted from soils, peat, and water. These fulvic acid samples typically register an E4-E6 ratio of about 14 to 15, clearly representing good quality fulvic acid. Ratios below 10 indicate the presence of heavier humic substances, and ratios below 6, humic acid predominates. So our MyEssence Fulvic Substances has an E4 to E6 ratio of 17 to 20. Remembering that the very best quality from the International Humic Substances Society gave a ratio of 14 to 15. So 17 to 20 is incredibly amazing for the fulvic substance fraction of our product. So this ensures a high degree of fulvic acid and is comfortably higher than the International Humic Society fulvic acid standard. These ratios also show the existence of a more biologically active molecule in solution. Competitors with near comparable ratios inevitably suffer from lower concentrations of low molecular weight humic substances, which this test does not allow for. So that's one test, and I do have a document that I'll put up after this that you can download and print out and read. So next we're testing for salinity. So the salinity or salt content is the second measure of quality. The salinity of the my essence fulvic and humic substances, as determined through electrical conductivity, is 5.6 milliseconds per centimeters square of 1% of humic substances. So it's a very low reading. 5.6 is extremely low, and only the my essence product has extremely low levels of salinity because of the way they extract. It's not using the old technology, either water extraction or acid and alkali extraction, and then which results in very high salt content. So the introduction of alkali and acids to isolate fulvic acid not only affects the pH but also increases the salt content. So our competitors' products contain an average salinity of 833 per 1% of humic substances. So remember, ours was 5.6 per 1% of humic substances. Competitors contain an average of 833, which is why if you've ever tasted a competitor's product that you can get in a very small with a dropper bottle, and you put a few, you can either take it straight, and it's extremely salty and disgusting. That's why it's been extracted with inferior technology. So competitors' products are over 148 times greater in salinity than our product. So as a standalone aspect, this value symbolizes products that are very low in purity, and as an additional consequences, larger quantities of salt are harmful in that they restrict the number of organisms that can live in that environment. Okay, so the next measure of quality is pH, the third test. So the my essence fulvic and humic substances is around 5.5 pH, which is slightly acidic, and that's dictated by the natural pH of humic substances, which are generally minorly acidic. So we've been able to get this slightly acidic pH because we don't use the acid alkali or the acid base extractants, which create extremely high, and then they have to be neutralized to extremely low, very, very highly acid fulvic acids. So competitors deliberately manipulate pH to separate the fractions of humic substances and recover the fulvic acid. So the pH of a solution containing humic substances is first raised to approximately 10, which is extremely high, using a very strong base such as potassium hydroxide. At this pH, larger sized humic molecules precipitate out of solution, leaving both the medium and smaller humic molecules, which is the humic acid and fulvic acid. And then the solution is then manipulating using a very strong acid, such as hydrochloric acid. And once a pH of 2 is achieved, the humic acid molecules fall out of solution and the fulvic acid remains. So remember, if that's how the International Humic Society categorizes fulvic acid, as those substances that are soluble at a pH of 2. So the pH of this solution is very unnaturally acidic and dangerous to plants and humans when it's applied undiluted. So that acidity can actually solubilize metals to toxic levels and destroy microorganisms. So competitors will often raise their product's pH artificially to a more normal level. However, in doing so, another detriment manifests in the form of increasing the already high level of salts. Okay, so our product is naturally pH 5.5, which is what a natural humic and fulvic substance should be in nature, just slightly acidic. It hasn't been manipulated through extreme acid and extreme alkali and therefore creating very high salt product. The fourth measure is a quantitative assessment of the total amount of humic substances in solution. At present time, the MyEssence fulvic and humic substances contains, so this product contains the fulvic component of the MyEssence product contains 460,000, the powder itself contains 460,000 parts per million of fulvic acid substances. Okay, so our old product, which was in the bottle, that contained 30,000 parts per million. Okay, this one contains 460,000 parts per million, which represents 46% fulvic acid content in the fulvic fraction of the product. And of the humic fraction of the product, it's 96%, so 960,000 parts per million, which is an extremely high potency, high purity level. So the array of the humic molecules, so fulvic molecules are just the small humic molecules. So the array of humic molecules in our product comprises a comprehensive set of smaller and more biologically active humic molecules with a wide range of effects, resulting in benefits that are useful for soil, for plants, for animals, and for humans, and have been exhibited in environmental remediation, agriculture and horticulture, health and medicine, and microbiology. So on average, our competitors' products contain the low molecular weight fulvic acid component of less than 30 parts per million, okay, or 0.03%. Right, so we're talking 460,000 parts per million compared to 30 parts per million. So in order to counteract the ill effects of the extremely low pH, the high salt content, or both, their products must be diluted before application, which further diminishes the content and the quantifiable benefits. So what I'm going to do is just share with you the table that our competitors, that our supplier provided. Let me see if I can share this table with you. Okay, can you see this table? Hopefully you can. Let me just see if I can. Get to the comments area. Where are we? Okay, good. So you can see it. All right, so you can see on the left, so the the competitors' names have been coded. So the E4 to E6 ratio for the My Essence product, you can see was 18, which was extremely high. There were a couple of products that were also very high, but you will see that they diminish with the other tests. So the salinity of My Essence compared to the other products, and then the relative salinity per percentage of fulvic substance was actually, so this is the ratio, that's the total salinity, and then the relative salinity per percentage of humic, 1% of humic acid substance. So you can see with our competitors, our salt ratio compared to the fulvic acid ratio is extremely low compared to our competitors with, you know, thousands, hundreds of times saltier. Now we've got going down to the next level, pH. So our pH is 5.5, which is just the natural extracted pH, how it's been extracted. It hasn't been altered, it hasn't been adjusted by acids or alkalis. Whereas you can see our competitors have adjusted their products, have added acid, created alkali, and then some of them extremely acidic, and then they've had to add bases or salt bases to the product to increase artificially the pH to bring it back up to a safe level, because obviously down at 2, that's an unsafe level to put on your skin or to drink straight. You can drink our product. You can drink our product straight, absolutely no problem at all. Like, this is just 1 scoop in a glass of water. Doesn't taste, you can't even taste our product. It doesn't taste of anything, right? There is no competitors on the market whose fulvic acid product does not taste of anything. You put our product into water, it turns it golden black, and then you can't even taste it. So just looking at the measuring of the actual low molecular weight humic substance content, this last section of the table, our measurement, 460,000 parts per million, or 46% of the fulvic acid component in our formula. All of our competitors, the actual fulvic acid content in their product, extremely low. Okay, so I'm going to do a little experiment. Let me stop sharing. Okay, what I'm going to do, we have, let me see if I can adjust this. All right, guys, so can you see those 2 glasses of water? Actually, it's going to be helpful if I get out of the way so you can see what happens. All right. So I'm going to add a tiny little bit. I haven't got the proper scoop here because I've got the production runoff, so I didn't get a scoop in mine. So I'm just going to use about what a serving would be. Watch that. So that's 1 serving, okay? 1 serving in a glass, you get 30 servings. in a tub, in a jar. I'm just going to stir it because it takes a while to dissolve. Still some more. Okay, so that's one tiny little scoop of our product. So I'm going to take about that's a quarter of a teaspoon. So that's about just over 1 ml of this product. Okay, 2 ml. When you look at our competitors, this is pretty much the color of their product. So we're talking thousands of times more potent. Most competitors' fulvic acid talk about having a golden liquid. You get a beautiful golden liquid out of using a few mil out of 1 serving of our product. That is how potent our product is. All right. I'm going to try and I will do a proper video. I'll make a YouTube video of this and use, pipettes and all funky things and make it look scientific. But yeah, that is most of our competitors have a fulvic product that looks like that. They talk about a lovely golden liquid, extremely low potency. That's 1 serving of our product. It's, lovely and dark. So that's it. I will upload the report. I've just got a few little graphic things to do regarding updating the report. So I'll update it so you can actually use it to spruik the absolute superiority and potency of and the confidence that you can have in the My Essence Fulvic and Humic Substances product. Absolutely best on the market. There's nothing else that even comes close. So, any questions? Someone speaking, I can't hear you. Just, can you speak up? Nope. Okay. Can you take them with antibiotics? Yep, absolutely. Yes, Kim. They will carry, they will detox and they will carry. So just be careful because they will potentiate any medicine you have. So they will basically make more potent anything you take. So, but they will also help detox. Yes, I'm super excited. I'm really happy to have it back. Actually, I would recommend taking the probiotic as well, Kim. If you're on antibiotics, take it at the other side of the day. So if you're having your antibiotics of an evening, have your probiotics of a morning. Yeah, so still definitely take probiotics, but take it away from antibiotics. Twice a day. Oh no. Okay. How long is it for? Maybe take it, if you're taking it morning and evening, take your probiotic in the middle of the day. Yes, our product is extremely low in heavy metals. I can send you the table of the tests, and the heavy metals, they're going to be organic heavy metals, so they will not be released into the body. They are compounded into the fulvic acid substance. So they're not the toxic heavy metals. Oh dear. No good, Kim. Yeah, I would still take the Enliven or even the fast tracked if you've got fast tracked, take fast tracked, just a few hours away from your antibiotics. Absolutely not, Sherry. No. And this is how I have my fulvic acid. I mean, I have it in my morning smoothie, and I also put it in my water bottle and have it throughout the day. Yes, absolutely. It would be good to put into rain tanks, into a water tank. Yep. Yes. Dee, can you send me an email and I'll send you the table for the test of our product. And I'll put it together with this report in terms of the heavy metal, so it'll be uploaded. I'll upload it with this report. Okay. Well, thank you very much for being on the Zoominar, everybody. Does anyone else have any questions before we knock off? Good question. We're actually building a new website at the moment, so yes, I will have to look at the FAQs and see. So it's to do with the fulvic acid. Is that what you mean? The FAQs regarding the fulvic? Right. Okay. I'll have a look, see where we're up to. Yes, so they wouldn't have been updated. I'll have a look. Thank you for the heads up. Okay. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for joining me, and I'll see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. They were for the old, but the comparison charts, they're still, the competitors haven't changed. Tara, is that what, I'm not sure what you mean. Are you're not a rep? You're not a customer? Oh, I can just see you sent that privately. Okay. Tara, okay. Can I suggest that you email support@myessence and they will put you into contact with someone? You're welcome. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Really appreciate you being here. It certainly beats doing these things on my own. So have a lovely weekend, everyone. And yes, we'll see you next week. Okay. Goodbye.